Stop trying to bottle yourself up. You were made to move. Look at your hands for a second. Look at your breath. Look at the tears you've swallowed, the sweat you've earned, the water you drink that becomes your blood. About 60 to 70% of you is water. Not metaphorically, literally. So when you feel like you're too emotional or too sensitive, when your memories surge like a storm, it's not weakness. It's physics. It's nature. It's you being exactly what you are. Water in motion. And water doesn't just sit there. Water changes state. It freezes, it melts, it evaporates, it condenses, it overflows. It adapts to every environment it enters, but it reshapes the environment right back. That's why your emotions don't arrive politely. They rise, they rush, they fill you, they spill out of you. They soak into your words, your tone, your decisions, your relationships. You don't have feelings the way you have a phone in your pocket. Feelings are more like weather, moving through a body that's built to carry them. Here's the part we don't talk about enough. We keep trying to treat ourselves like containers instead of currents. We clamp down, we tighten the lid, we hold everything in, every heartbreak, every grief, every rage, every disappointment, and we call it being strong. But think about water trapped in a sealed pot. It doesn't become healthier. It becomes stagnant, or it builds pressure, or it slowly disappears. Evaporation is real. Dehydration is real. Burnout is real. If you live your life trying to contain what was meant to flow, eventually your system pays the price. So what do? We stop pretending we're the pot. We remember we're the water. Now there's a fascinating and controversial conversation in science and culture around the idea of water memory, the possibility that water can retain some imprint of what it has encountered. In the 1980s, researcher Jacques Benveniste published work that sparked global debate by suggesting water could retain effects of substances even after extreme dilution. It remains disputed, but it opened a door. What if water isn't just a passive carrier? What if it's an active participant? Then there's Masaru Emoto. Famous for photographing water crystals, he claimed were influenced by words, music, and emotional energy. His methods have been widely questioned, and skepticism is warranted. But even skeptics admit this. His work grabbed the world's imagination because it speaks to something we already know in our bones, that environment changes us, that what surrounds us leaves a mark. And modern research is exploring something less mystical and more measurable. Water's structure can shift under external forces, including electromagnetic fields. The idea of structured water, clusters that can persist beyond immediate conditions, suggests water may organize itself in responsive ways we're still learning about. Again, the science is evolving, but the message is powerful. Water is not numb. Water is responsive. So if you are mostly water, what are you soaking in? What are you replaying? What are you speaking over yourself? Because whether or not your cells remember emotions the way a hard drive remembers files, you do. Your nervous system does. Your body does. Your habits do. Your relationships do. That's why memories can hit you like a wave when you least expect it. You're walking into a room, and suddenly you're back in an old version of your life. Someone says one sentence and your chest tightens like it's been trained. You're not broken. You're patterned. You're water shaped by the banks it has traveled through. And here's the shift that changes everything. You can't stop water from flowing, but you can choose what you put into it. Think of yourself less like a jar and more like a filter. A filter holds water for a moment, yes, but it doesn't cling. It doesn't hoard. It lets the old pass through. It welcomes the new. It keeps what matters. It releases what poisons. That's the work. Not pretending you don't feel, not drowning in what you feel, but letting it move through you, cleaner on the other side. And there's proof in the world around you that water changes us for the better when we meet it correctly. Blue spaces, rivers, oceans, lakes, are consistently linked with reduced stress and better mental well-being. You felt it, even if you've never named it. The calm after sitting near waves, the clarity after a swim, the exhale you didn't know you were holding until you stood beside a moving river, and your body remembered how to move too. Because water teaches a truth we keep forgetting. Flow is not chaos. Flow is regulation. Everything returns to the sea. Every stream, every storm, every tear. And in that return, we are not just losing something. We are contributing. We are leaving something behind. So here's the question. What are you leaving in the water? If your words carry energy, if your actions ripple outward, if your presence becomes part of the atmosphere people breathe, then your life is a kind of water cycle. You take in, you hold, you transform, you release. Your memory was here before you arrived, carried through families, communities, generations, and you don't have to repeat what you inherited. You can refine it, you can purify it, you can leave the water better than you found it. So start now, today. Choose one thing you've been gripping like a sealed lid, one memory, one resentment, one fear, and let it move. Speak to it with honesty. Write it, cry it, walk it out near real water if you can. Replace the old with something cleaner, a kinder word, a braver choice, a moment of gratitude, an act of love you don't talk yourself out of. Because when you leave love in the water, when you live in a way that makes the world's memory lighter, the sea fills with it. And what fills the sea always comes back. You are water. Stop trying to contain your life.